قشقانت مغبت يداعت شميرا شلام اللوخن اخنا بتايخ اموخن من كنوشت آتوراي جو انهايم قد إلى إجيتري عاد إلى شيتتري البسري خمسة أما إنا اشتادانة artists founders شتسانة اتخادنا أبرابش مد جلجمش قد بتيا إيتوتا وبتيا الستيج جو يرخد آدر يومت إسري 8 شبتة ويومت إسري أتجا خوشيبة جو سوريدا Center for the Performing Arts اخنا خاهم زمتا بتعويلان باصداها أبرا ريشيتا قد أنا لن هموني لن بداية ولن غزيتا قد خاءت خا أبرا جو تشئيت ديان أو يبشتا بريتا ورابا شهارة اتلن قد آها أبرا قد إلى جهد قامتا خدجة بالت آوخ باصد ديتيلو مو من ديانة بتقومي هل من قم خزيتو أنا من ديانة يطخلون قمت بتهم زمن من ميقورتا نورا بيت يوسف ليسي قد تخمنتت داها أبرا فيتلجو جابو وخمشاشن لفيتلا بالخانة الله رابا بقشيوته وبتبايخ منه همزمة خزخ مو لفتا مو قومتلا ومو سبرتا اتلن من داها أبرا يرخد آدر شلام على خمي قرطة نورا بتليسي أو يتبسمتا دانش قلتت من داها كنوشيا وأماني واد إن بس مالك خدشة هاقي باسد مجرى تخمنتا فيلالخ و جدان خمشاشن مو جرشتت ومو فتت إطلق كلبت إطلق بزنس قد آتن آها أبرا أتيال إيتو تخا مشتلانويتا رابا جرتو يا قرطلا
اویتون را بسیمه مرسی ربکا گیلگمش آپرا ایواد ایدیایو تیلا ایمد کانگرس وومن انا ایشو ایوا خدانا من تراستید کندی سنتر خمشاشن مقام عادیه بیلخا پروگرام سرای متیبا قد اویاوا جو ليفل الدنيا چون كندي سنتر جو أمريكا إلى من كل بوش prestigious stage إتا congresswoman أنا إيشو دكتور كندي family دكتوبا جو كندي سنتر قد إتجانبا إتا من تاما إحنا تخمنن قد مو كم صخ أودا قد ملتا مديخلا ملت دیانخا ملتی لقد بی الپشن لتلا اپردگانو اینگانو خومیتولا چون لگسی اتلا همش طابولا خزا مو کم سعودا قد جانو خمیالا ولا تلقى من دي داستانت گیلگمش إلى داستانت ملت جانن search for immortality مارونا اخنا همشا ملتا بيتلا in search of immortality قد جانو خميالة هجدانا لا عذاب ميتا و من تاما شوريلا قد امبايخ ملتا مغزيخلا هم خدانا epic قد رابا امريكاي دا بدايونا important چون إلى epic of Gilgamesh إلى epic قامتها قد بشتلك تفتا ومتشختا جو دنيا جو history so آين إيمد أخنا بيلان من suggest vidalان ka congresswoman آي مرقت support دو دالا وقد ين بايرا قد أمسخ لبلخلا كندي سنتر أو يرابا باسمتا إن عادية خجة كندي سنتر شخلبتلا عادية with the change of government خجة شخلبتلا اخنا شوريلان منهم زومه إنا عادية يوخا transition نا لا اخنا بياي غدي transition آبخي آني بياينا خدانا performance كت لبتازلا ميلا چون تازه آپرا همشه ریسکی له راو بوش هستن لخا آپرا کت کلش میون كارمن يا مادام باترفلاي يعني قد موتسار بيتهوفن أني كل بداينا سو أني رابا بوش ريسكو خدشلة هرخاد أوبرا لبتازة ميت على ستيج سو أخنا تخمنا غزيلا كل أني artistic leadership إنا جو LA بخا يتمرن هلخ شارخلا خارطة أمسخ توريا بخلا I hope Kennedy Center إنا إيتن دكان خينا Metropolitan Opera يا دكان خينا قد كم ساعة إن Kennedy Center ده لابي لچون Congresswoman خينا عادية retired ديلا للا بالخانة so احنا اتلن freedom قد لبلخ إيكت جاري عازة so من تامر شوريلا خمشاشنا مقام عادية إتاخينا احنا جاري خامخ وارجو خالبو چون قد كندي سنتر زارو زخوا اي دكتلا كل بريزيدنت كل ملكواي كل انكازي سو جاري لا اخجي كتاني ميت universal quality standards جاري اها بوش رابد ويابا من دين standard opera خينه كم تتكلم چون جو Kennedy Center دويا but second أنا همشة كتير we owe it to our ancestors قد همشة to follow their footsteps in any the first story in human history كتيبونا قد عادية ناشي من بار أرباء البشنة بعضو هم زومنا all we can do is to put our foot forward, best foot forward, وخامين دي مغزية قد دنيا هلم دا قد ينتهي cradle of civilization. So with that ambition and expectation, شوريلان طابوية for the best people in قد أمسا higher أو دخلون. قد لا أخشي talented أبي أبيلون experience قد خا opera أبي لبلو on stage. رابع ناشد إيتن composers نا راقادنا زمارنا إنا هیچ دانا الخا formal stage لنا لبلو من ديه performance. So our experience is the key قديان. قد إن ناشد براشخ أبيلون experience. و إيمت professionally بالخاند من professional ناشجو art أن رابط sensitive قد كل أبيلون خا chance so أخنا خا procedure إتلان قد procedure عادية لا عادية كتاني we put out a call for singers for composers for dancers any positions قد بايخ pick أو دخلون إتا گری ناش قیانه any artist گری گانه قیانه recommend اودی و apply اودی ایمد اخنا بیلان پرشخ مای آبگیو leadership team یا ان داوی on stage من as a cast اخنا گری و دخلاله professionally و جرد عادیه جو professional art organizations vadona جو دنيا قد إلى call كتاني you put out a call يعني إحنا opposition إتلان ناشد قد بخشابنا there are qualify apply vadana خارت artistic director أمين دي consider vadula وبراشلة وناشد قد لا أخشي talent إتلي لا أخشي بدواقلي گری آنش آبیل experience بیدار شولا چون این experience لابیله لی داوق مخینه آها project مگرش لب خالد گری اخنان مال پخله و لیتلان دانه لما أنا عادي خمساش نموت گری من دايدا بوش رابا متا so خب process لقد عادية إلى acceptable الدنيا اخنان follow بعدو إتا خينا متاما اخنا شوريلان بريشلان artistic director, librettist, composer, dramaturg قد إلى دكتور إيف سادة قد سوريت لا جو هارفارد كبالخا و أيلا قد معلوب لا اخنا مايبخ اخا culture و بايا يطا قد رغدان زمارن musican إلى up to our standard يا لا or it has to be actually above the standard. Ambitious. خارطة خينا أدخل شارويلا عادية أنا إتلي بغزايتون خد تيمي لقد كتين سوبر ستارز إتا إن أمسيتون منهم زميتون رابس طنانت أنت
حتما ويت الرابع باسم تنورا جان قد خات خشولا جورا شوريتوت الليلة هسناي خامديت قد خاس ستاندرد أنا بداين رابع أولولينا وبدا ستاندرد أولول كمت ستاندرد بوش أولول شولا بوش چاتون بوش ديتيل بوش ناشا ما چختانا بداين آتن مشوق ناشا قد إينا really phenomenal ليه مصليات لستاندردخ وليه صليات التخ هر ما چختت ناشا جانو إلى خاشولا رابا چاتون ويد رابا باسم تانا جاني لن باشوري هلا لن بتقيز فنتين بزوننون جاني كل باتي بتاتخ وشوهارا بعدخ بيخ عادي همزم تبدوية من دكتور إيف سادة بس مالخ خدجة باسد جانخ وباسد قريتخ ونسيانت قد اتلخ على ستيج ينجو performance بس مالخ قد ين خدجة تاني
شلام عليكم برجانا شلام عليك أنا شمي إلى إيف جورجس سادة إيوان من أطرا من عراق بريتن تاما قمتن تاما خرطة قريتن music education قريتن go University of Oklahoma برقتن masters bit music education و doctorate bit choral conducting INT إلى University of Oklahoma خرطة شولي إلى هدية جو بتصوبة at Harvard أخا researcher research دي إلى بوت زمرة الديان specifically بوت هدية تملاخة documenting عنياته وصغيات تعيتت مدنخة transcribing أخت أمرخ متويخ music ديو خخجي سناقخ أب أودن translation قدن خشخاثة دن زمرة زمرياتة ين عنيات تعيتها رابة من نوينا translated قا English إن أخني أخ دكتت يعني أخ أمرخ musicians يعني choral conductors بيخ هاوي أن زمرة لا أختي translated قا English language إن بيخلو transliterated قد ناشخينة choirs خينة آني تلالي للشانة Assyrian ماصي موري لقو program ديه ماصي أباني أوديلو perform جو خرزة ديه وأو مندي actually طليبة ومني هربت صوبة ديد أوكلاهوما مرو لتلو خوات خمندي مري هل هدي لتلن إن أنا بتشريم بداها project so أول شولي جو as a researcher يبلخن جو خاص center جو هارفارد IT لصرتا بالdivinity school شمو إلى center for the study of world religions IT لكل أمواته وكل religions رابا لا أختي بتمشي خيوتا إنا رابا religions بريشة وأنا شولي إلى بد عيتت مدنخة وزمرة وميوزك إنا in Assyrian music in general as well.
عادية جداها upright Gilgamesh أتن مدرو لتلخ مو فادت.
أمرخلا بت English سب هل هدي أنا terms لخوي ده بت Assyrian I'm working on them كل أنا من ديانة music بيخاويلا بت للشانة ديان قد ماسخ أجد كتوخ ميوزك كين أودخ transcription قد أنا ميوزك كل من دي هاودية بت للشانة ديان إنا أمرخ أنا إيوان choral conductor إنا أخا رول دي Gilgamesh إلى مخ ethnomusicologist ومخ dramaturg قد خزخ مودينا أن السينز دخي ماسخ متخ من يانتي للصيرة بت culture ديان بت Mesopotamian culture ين أب أخني تخبيشة Assyrians دخي ماسخ أو دخلو سينز ديان من رقد الديان صيرنا بت رابا من ديانة costumes ديان دخي أخني مو أودخ بت دن السينز مو ماسخ مغزيخ مودي يأودخ مخ أطوراية هدية إن إتلان خلولة دخي أو دخلي إن إتلان بلاشة دخي يمغزخ لقناشة أن كل images أن scenes وزودة من هذا أنا وادن research بود instruments ديان سبرابا من ضينا قدوينا التركاية غريكاية أرباية إن دزوتا آني شرينا بت أطران شرينا بت أران دام تامخ مجخيو تامنا بليطة هرشماني خكمة من بيشنا مخيانة إنا أمواتخينا مبلوخينا أول شولي قد هيو يعني بلاخن من ديانا اندرك كد يومي هاوخ الكل من دي try to make it صرت بالculture ديان
عادي همزم تم دویه مخام یقورت خیته لام بودا باید سورای همزمت یعنی انگلیس مجراه دیواد ازسته ام بس ملخش مختانی له قریتخ ترینینگ اخمویله و مود رولت لخ گداه آپرا.
Shalom Aleichem. My name is Ashtar Asher-Sin. I'm a interdisciplinary performing artist. I've been lucky to be in the performing arts for upwards of 25 years. I dance, of course, multi-genre. My forte is freestyle and hip hop and fusion of hip hop, African, as well as Afro house and so on and so forth. I also sing, I songwrite, I'm a poet. I do a lot of spoken word and whatnot. I've been lucky to be working with Nora and the Assyrian Art Institute for 2 years now, I think. My first opportunity to work with the organization was in Salamanca in 2023. I was playing the role of Ishtar, which was very full circle for me. And I'm really delighted to be part of the Gilgamesh team. I'm part choreographer. I'm director of there it is, cultural dance integration, which essentially means I'm tasked with the responsibility of making sure that alongside our principal choreographer, Stephen Allen Martin, I am making sure that the choreography and the movement, the story we're telling with the movement is culturally aligned. So our chigga is in there. It's historically accurate, and I'm lucky to be working with Eve and Myakra Khoshaba to teach us specific things so that we're making sure that these moves are historically accurate, they're culturally aligned, and they're the routines and the moves that we all know and love, and also to learn and preserve the history of these movements. Where did they come from? Why? What is the inception of these moves? And what is the history? What are the names? What music are we moving to? And Myakra Khoshaba has been a phenomenal help this weekend in that I have learned so much in the 2 days that I've been working with him. In the 4 hours, I think total has been 4 hours, I think. And so that's my role with the Epic of Gilgamesh. Any opportunity to work with the Assyrian Art Institute and alongside this visionary, Nora, has been wonderful. And the team that I'm very, very lucky to be following here is, I'm just very grateful to be here.
We have another member of the Gilgamesh Opera, and I would like you to introduce yourself and let us know more about you.
Shlema, my name is Diana Farrell. I am the artistic director for Gilgamesh, which basically means what you see on stage is starting in here. And then I have a wonderful team of people helping to make sure that it is beautiful, engaging, and understandable for all audiences. The role began actually with being tasked at writing the libretto, taking the Epic of Gilgamesh that existed in literature, and I spent about a year reading multiple translations and studying the history of the epic. And in opera, time moves very differently. So you have to really figure out the most beautiful and quickest way to get your point across, because what we say when we speak to one another takes very little time. We can throw in a lot of words. We can be quite verbose. But in opera Everything takes time to sing. So we have to really boil it down to the most important part of our message. So the work began with writing the libretto, which is the operatic term for a script. And from there, we began our search for a composer who could tackle this beast of a production, because it means so much to so many people as is, and because we knew we needed to incorporate the most sophisticated version of every art form to tell this story: music, dance, design, visual arts. We can't start any of that without finding a sound. And I'm going to let Derek talk a little bit more about that. But Derek, we were very fortunate to find, I think it was about a 6-month search process for composer. We had 82 applicants from all around the globe, and it was an embarrassment of riches in many ways. But Derek really just had every talent and ability of everyone else combined. He has a really impressive background in ethnomusicology and studying the idiomatic or characterizations of sound in many different cultures. And so he already had a really excellent grasp on a lot of the maqams, the identifying sounds of Arabic music, Persian music, and started learning what makes Assyrian sound Assyrian. What is ours? What do we claim? So once Derek began his research process, I was able to pick up the baton once more and start putting together this incredible dream team from the creative side of things. So we have an incredible choreographer who's coming from the West End in London, from his professional Broadway background. Ashtar is serving very much as a cultural guardian and an advisor, and making sure that all of his work is rooted in the Assyrian identity. Eve is always there to check me and to check Derek and really make sure that the community that we are trying to showcase and we are trying to put a spotlight on before the rest of the world feels like something we can all be proud of and identify with. Because I think the most important takeaway is that when Nora called to talk about bringing this project to life, it was about the Assyrian community, but it was about making sure we still had a voice in the modern world. So something that we could bring to stages for everyone to enjoy, everyone to fall in love with, everyone to realize how much of our culture is already a part of their lives, their knowledge, their entertainment world, and be really proud of what it is that we've carried for thousands of years, and more importantly, develop what comes next.
Okay, so you said our, we, you are Assyrian, right?
know, yes.
You are Assyrian.
Carol is Irish, but I am from the Arslan's Ohans. Yes.
Excellent, very good. You will be performing, I think. You're not performing. You have a beautiful operatic song, voice. I heard that yesterday in one of the lectures, but you're not performing.
Right, not for this. I get this question a lot, and I'm flattered because that means that it looks so easy. But it is a lot of, it requires my entire being to not just organize all of the other elements that are on stage as a producer, as an artistic director, but I am bringing these people together and also providing the room for them to spread their wings and showcase their talents. Opera is a team sport. there may always be a diva. I hope it's not me. But it is one of the most elevated, sophisticated art forms worldwide, whatever identity is behind it, because it requires so much input from so many people. And to agree on what that final product is something that creates a community within itself. So as much as I love singing, I have a more important job on this time.
And I'm sure you'll do it to perfection. ميقرا خوشابة زايا اتفعلا خاهم زمتا منوخ أنا بداين قد آتن رغدت آتوراي كرغدت وجداها أبرا اتلو خادنا سامة بتملبت رغدت رابا أتيقت سوراي قد بدايت كل باسوليات بدايت بتملبت لون قراقادك ماذا رقادت لن نورجان؟
حالا ملخ كاست ویده حالا ملخ من دی عادی اخچی اتلن choreographers and رغده بتزرزيلون خرطة بيطخ كما رقاد بيايخ إدانا لاقت بشاري مني أشتر من ستيفن شاري هاير بعد قدين رغده قد بيشن الزرز choreography
رابس باي ام بس مالوخا بكريوتخ قديان تاني جو تخمنتو خمو اتلو خمود رقدي بايد كوريوغرافي اودد زرزتلون قراقاد مجر رقدي تخمونت ايكنت خابورينات لبنانينا جو تخمنتو خمود من ديانا ديزاين واد تخمونت باسي عادية
بسي برافو أنا يتير قذي أوهاثن من أثرت الكاري الإيرق إلى شمال يعني عدت أوهاثن دخير قذيوة أنا كلها مخلي خايبة ليبر رجداني كلها مزيدا أنا من ليبن فقورات رقذي من ملباني قم من يو لبنان شيء شوي رابي نيكولا وإتلن ربياقو ميشالي وخنا ولا يسويدن أبديا على مريخ خيدي ذا أنا أجيه لنا وشقل لي ومتما جاب شي بجاني مالوبي وإذا المخشيت شوي ثلاثة جو لبنان جو أونيسكو وإذا فرقة الشميران الشعبي فرقة الشميران وإذا جودة درق ذا خيلانة ومتما مشورين مالوبي شيت شوي طلاو شوي أربعة متاما شيلي سوريا بريرا تربابلم جو لبنان خري ولا خشيقة سوريا ويرا ليونوطة تاما شقل محافظ اللي قاملو بي وذا جودة عثوراي متاما بيشلا ساسا مني رسمي قد ملبين رابا غذيلي بتدخل شولات دينا دويقي بيذي تاوهاثن ومهير طولم هيوراني دوك ثايتلي وبلاخين ويدلي قصة التلاوية عثوراي تلاوية قصة تلاويتها همشة وزمري وأبا لثلا رقذا أنا وذالي لوخة مثلا مختيلة جسر الزاخو زمري ولثلا رقذا أنا ودي لوخة يعني شرطي وتوري وبلخي بالخانة بناثة جسرة وذالي جسر الزاخو قدم لنا جو بصر الشام جو سوريا كونفيشن خيلانة كلها أب أمريكا والصين كلها تامة وروسيا كمدوا فرق الدنيا تامة وشقل إخوة قاميوثا همش تمام قدمت لي ماذا اشترى يا لو خيو موسكو رشا يا روسيا يا موسكو قدمت لي أباي تامة قدمت يا ربع كانوا ورقذي خاثي خرينا وإذا إذا قصد وإذا لا رقذة إن بلات رقذة مخثخثن أبيو رقذي خيني خمسة اشتر رقذي وإذا ليبياني دلالي أبقى غير جودة قدوية مني بس أني الطيلة أنتين ملفاها هالبد رقذي أن إثالا أنت أواثا رقذي خلا أنت إتلنا خذيك ما رقذي لا يذا رقذي كتير عني مقدمين لا ستيش إن كيتلنا رقذي خيني بما أدري رقذي كود ما ثا إثا رقذي ديانا يو أثرا كود ما ثا يو أرمي وزاك ما متوثا إثا خمشية وأربية ما كود ما ثا إثا رقذي ديانا يو شمال العراق بعد كود ما ثا إثا رقذي ديانا.
And last but not least, the only non-Assyrian in this round table, who has honored us for being here. Thank you for your patience. I know you didn't know what was going on. You just heard Gilgamesh, opera, those are the words you knew. But we'd love to find out about you, about your background. And please do not be shy about telling us about your accomplishments. And I know you're a Grammy winner or nominee. Nominee. That's a big accomplishment. We're gonna get that win. So yeah. Hopefully this one.
Gilgamesh.
Yes, Gilgamesh, and the winner is Derek of the Gilgamesh Opera, and then you're gonna go worldwide after that. All right, please introduce yourself, and like I said, please do not be shy. Tell us about all of your accomplishments and your role in this opera. Thank you.
Turn that mic up.
All right, Shlama. All right. So my name is Derek Sky. I'm the composer for Gilgamesh, and my background is I do transcultural music. So I study music from all around the world, and my practice is to make sure that I am able to write music in many different kinds of musical vocabularies, which includes Assyrian music in that. So as far as what I've done, I've composed music for the BBC National Orchestra of Wales at the BBC Proms. I've had music played all across Europe in many different orchestras. I've been to Carnegie Hall many times. I've the LA Phil, the Kennedy Center. Let's see, what else? Royal Albert Hall. I've been to Royal Albert Hall twice in London. I've worked with the London Phil before, and many different orchestras. I have been on a Grammy-nominated album. I just had it's called House of Belonging, and it was by a choir called Conspirare, and they're from Texas. And I just had another piece released on Deutsche Grammophon, the German classical music record label, just yesterday or Friday. Yeah, I just had a piece released on Friday, so I'm excited about that. And
The whole album is named after.
and the whole album is named after my piece. So it's called American Mirror. So it should be a fun time. But as far as my work for Gilgamesh, I have been studying and working with Dr. Yves Sada, everyone here at the table, and many different musicians in the community, many from Toronto, from Los Angeles and Sweden, like all over the place. And one of the most amazing things is just to hear how everyone likes to articulate the Assyrian sound in their work, in their music. And when we went to Toronto, to Chirac's studio, I brought one of my instruments with me, the one that I built that can do like Zerna sounds and the Duke sounds and all this stuff. I was able to sit down and like play with some of the musicians in Toronto and really get firsthand lessons on what the essence of Assyrian music is. And so my job for this opera is to be able to bring original music out into the world with Assyrian vocabulary inside of it. And so that's what I've been working on is how do I do that so that when you hear the opera and you're listening, you hear there are Western instruments in the opera. You'll hear that timbre, but then you'll also hear something that you recognize as being personal to you as an Assyrian. And that's my job. And if you walk out of there and you say, I felt like that was mine, then that means I did my job.
This is very interesting. Of course, I am an illiterate person musically. And so I'm going to ask you a question that it may be an obvious question, but because I know nothing, I will ask you. Did you have to listen to a lot of Assyrian music to get the sense of what the music is all about?
I cannot calculate how many hours of Assyrian music that I have been listening to for the past year to get ready and create what I'm trying to create. Just hours. I've watched him dance on video for hours. I have listened to field recordings that Dr. Eve Sada has sent me for hours on repeat loop when I'm in the car, when I'm on a run, when I'm everywhere. So it is certainly, I don't even think after this project, I don't think I will be able to not have some Assyrian vocabulary in my music. Like it will be there forever. Yeah. So
One more thing about this. So Derek and I went on a research trip to Toronto, and we visited our churches. So he listened to our chanting inside the Church of the East, inside the Assyrian church, so he could understand the sound and the style of singing. Listen to the choirs, to the deacons, to all that, style of singing, of chanting inside the church, and our folk music, of course. We worked with our Assyrian musicians. We were very, they were very helpful for us, providing us with, he played actually with them, like Hani, Dancha, and Daoud Barkho, who wrote so many music for all our singers, and some of like chanters like Farida, Adam is Farida, Rabita Farida. She's like a professional chanter, church songs and church chants. Yeah, so that
That
helped
was where
us.
we met too.
Yeah.
The first time we met in real life after talking online, and he was awarded the
Yeah.
role. We met at church. We went to St. George's and we listened to the service together.
You killed two birds with one stone. May I ask what your ethnicity is?
yeah, sure. So I'm multi-ethnic. I have British, Irish heritage, as well as West African and North African heritage. So I'm all mixed up. It's fun.
Aren't we all by now?
I really cannot fathom how someone who has never been in touch with Assyrians, doesn't have an Assyrian background, and is not familiar with Assyrian instruments, can by just 1 year listen and then come up with an altogether original, authentic Assyrian music. I cannot understand the fertile mind that you have musically to come up with that. And the only way I will believe it and understand it and touch it is to be at the Gilgamesh Opera in March of next year. And I'm really looking forward. And it takes a very special, talented mind to do that. I am in awe. Thank you so much. And I have some final comments and questions from our dear boss, Nora, about logistics of this opera. You have people from all across the US here. How will you manage to get them all together in one location? Because she's gonna have to leave her research, she's gonna have to, for her job, he has to leave, I don't know if he has a wife or not, but he has to leave his home. And of course, Derek, I don't know where you live. You're local, okay. So, and you live in up north in San Jose area. How are you going to do? So you're going to bring everybody here for a period of time. How long is this rehearsal period?
Actually, I will let Diana explain it because she's in charge of the artistic side. And of course, all the logistics and financial is my responsibility. So I will let her explain the rehearsal process, and then we can talk about the logistics.
Very good. Thank you, Diane.
Thank you. So it seems like going to camp or going on vacation for people who are not part of this theater, classical music world, but for professionals in the field, traveling and being away from home is a big part of the job requirement, because if we were only to share our music and our stories where we live, we would never learn anything else. We would never be able to experience something new. And so we have musicians and singers and dancers who are applying for this job. This is all professional work from all around the world. And so much of the preparation is done separately, and thank goodness for the modern age with Zoom and FaceTime and being able to send an email at 3 a.m. and have somebody in Germany answer it the next day at their 6 p.m. But there is a lot of preparation that goes in that just takes years of experience to understand all of the necessary steps. And for the actual rehearsals, everybody will be, hopefully within the next month, we'll have a full cast, and hopefully within a month from there, they'll all be contracted so we can start sharing all of the exciting names, some of which I'm sure your viewers know already, who will be coming to do this. They will prepare a lot of their music on their own. They will have recordings and sheet music to learn. And then we will come together and do 3 long days of music rehearsals in January, and then 2.5 weeks of staging, choreography, dance rehearsals in February. Come back for 1 week in the theater in March and put it all together. Like I said before, it's a team sport. Everybody is committed to doing their best individually, so that when we all come together as a team, we're supporting each other. So it is a lot of solo preparation, and we're all just itching to get in the same room.
Excellent. One person I wish we had here that we don't, or you may not even have him yet or her, is the stage designer. I love looking at the visuals of what old Assyria looked like and what you're going to do with that. And with the lighting and special effects, I'm so excited to see that. Do you have that person? Oh, Diana. Well, maybe Nora, maybe you're not the boss, or maybe you're co-boss.
I'm not the boss.
You're the co-boss. Here, boss number 2 here.
So we are very lucky. And again, I'm just a little superstitious about announcing names before contracts are signed, but we have a very well-known production company in the opera universe who has been selected to bring Gilgamesh to life. And it consists of its own team of 17 individuals and different designers. And many of them have been working with Eve and the rest of our cultural advisors for the last couple of months to not just study the art that exists, the reliefs that we have in our museums, the research that's been done by scholars and academics, but to then take fact and create new art. So every choice that will be made, hopefully for our modern audiences, will feel luxurious and aesthetically gorgeous, but everything is rooted in archaeology and what truly existed. Now, it's Gilgamesh. There will be some magic, right? We will see things flying and swirling around the stage that you probably wouldn't have experienced in real life, but it's amazing the things you can do on a stage these days that most people associate with film and CGI and animation, and we can bring that magic to life in the theater. So follow us on social media because all of those sneak peeks will be coming in the next month or so as well.
Truly exciting.
I would just love to share one thing regarding this funny exchange about, who's the boss. I want to just share something. Miakla Khoshaba mentioned earlier that when he came to the States, if I understood it correctly, he had a difficult time securing space to practice the art and teach the art and preserve our movement, preserve what he had learned. And I just feel that this is such a full circle moment for him to be here helping us to preserve the art, and Nora's role, Assyrian Art Institute, and what she's doing and what the organization is doing is precisely what Miakla Khoshaba didn't have the access to. And that is somebody who is passionate and advocates for the art, advocates for Assyrian art, and says our language is critically important. And how does our language exist in art? Our music is critically important. That is a massive part of art. Our weddings, these things that we almost don't appreciate how much access we have to art. And Assyrian Art Institute is giving us that platform. Not only is Assyrian Art Institute allowing us the access to our art, but the preservation of Assyrian art. And Nora has always been a champion of that. And again, I only say this to repeat how lucky we are to be with this organization. Assyrian Art Institute is what we're gonna have access, is what we're gonna see when I am, and I have grandchildren, and Diana has grandchildren, and Derek has grandchildren, and we all have our, the young people ahead of us. It is the work of Assyrian Art Institute that they're going to have access to. It is the Epic of Gilgamesh, the opera from Assyrian Art Institute that hopefully they will look to further advance the art and expand and develop and evolve the dances and evolve the music and evolve the sound. So that was Nora's role. That's Nora's role.
Of course, she's the boss. Nora is such a visionary, in my opinion. Not just this opera that she has created, but also she has a deep love for arts, and she does something about it because she can. And we Assyrians have intertwined dance and music in all of our parties, conventions. We do have that. But what Nora is doing with her vision is to take this dance and music and the Epic of Gilgamesh from within us and present it to the world. That is a big step. Not everybody can do that, has the means to do it, has the patience, intelligence, and the will to do it. And that's what she's done. And that's a legacy that she has left. She will be leaving, like you said, for our children and grandchildren. And I don't think this is the last of what she's done. I have faith in her, and I know where she is. She's truly an incredible woman. If I haven't mentioned it to you, I will do it in front of the audience and everybody else. And I cannot thank you enough for bringing something truly. It's an epic of Gilgamesh, but the opera itself is also epic for us. It acts like an epic event that hopefully is the beginning of many other art events that you will come up with. I will let you have the last word before saying goodbye to our audience. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Well, thank you very much for all these kind words. And yes, I do have a passion for Assyrian art because I learned from masters. I had Rabbi Nebu Isabe, who made me his soloist. He trained my voice, and I was soloist in his choir. I play guitar, I paint, I do stained glass, And within the community, I will call myself an artist. But when I sit around this table with master of art on a on a much international level, I am nobody. I am just the person who brings teams together because I take pride in putting organizations together. I hire because I have high expectation. I look for the best I can hire, and I have been lucky enough to have that chance to hire the best. And when I am with them, I'm just the administrator. And as you probably witness, whenever it comes to art, goes to the artistic director or other expert around this table to make art decision, because what we are creating is beyond what we have had in our Assyrian community. I think we have been lucky to have what we have, but it is time for us to be on more higher level stage, and actually highest level stage. Let's see, not higher, but highest. I always expect that from the team, and they have never disappointed me. And I feel very lucky to have this team, this talent that is creating a masterpiece that is going to continue with Gilgamesh legacy probably for 4,000 more years. If we are resurrecting Gilgamesh after 4,000 years, we are bringing him on a live stage. I truly believe this music that Derek is writing, the libretto, the artistic work that everybody is doing is going to last for 1,000 more years.
Nora, it is truly inspiring that you shoot for the stars. You don't want to stay on Earth. And I like that height. Our dear Shamiran media audience, please support this epic. She has put in the work, as you heard. I wanted to make sure that you knew what kind of work is going into this opera, and all the experts and really internationally people who are really they have the expertise are going to be involved in this project, and perhaps many, many more that we haven't had the opportunity to talk to. They're not here, or they're not known at this time to us. Please, she's put in the work. If you're not there, you're not going to witness it. And we ask you to purchase your tickets. And it's March 28th and 29th of 2026 at the Cerritos Center for the Performing Arts. Purchase your tickets online, and let's support an Assyrian, first of such amazing, internationally standard, that's up to international standards. Let's support it. Let's all go there and have fun. See you there. Thank you.